Nasrin is pretty much a voice for the voiceless, or for those people that don't, because she does have that legal background. She can say and do things that a normal person couldn't say and do because she knows the law a little more intricate than they would know, right? So for someone like me who felt extremely inspired by watching this film, how can I help Nasrin? How can I help Reza? What can I do to help further their causes in the fight of human and women's rights?
Thank you for that question. And I just want to throw one more thing about Nasrin, which is when people see the film, they'll realize she's also, besides being, this powerhouse, this incredibly fierce and courageous and brilliant woman, she's also hilarious, and she's got a smile that could light up a room. And, and part of the film is also just having a chance to get to see a part of Iran you've never seen before, going to a bookstore or a play or an art gallery, with Nasrin and her family. You go, oh my goodness, what a world. So, but Nasrin right now is in prison. She was arrested in June 2018. She had already served 3 years before that. She was in the prison for years. And after leading a couple of protests, she was transferred to this place called Garchak prison, which is a notoriously unhealthy prison built on a former chicken factory. And she got COVID right away. And she's still in Garchak now. She's in
3 years.
Yeah, she's been in Garchak prison now, a cell that is about 10 feet by 10 feet with about 8 or 10 other prisoners. No windows. And a constant smell of sewage, and that's where Nasrin is right now. So you can make a difference.
Well, yeah. So let me.
I'll segue to you.
Yeah, sorry. A couple things. First of all, what we have found with the film, because the film has become part of a global impact and outreach campaign, is that when people make noise, it really makes a difference. It has stopped the government from accelerating, what they would do, what they are trying to do to her. It also helps her emotionally. She's been very honest with us that, all the activities around the film and people talking about her helps her get through the day. Because when you're a political prisoner, your biggest fear is that you're going to be forgotten. So there's a few things. We have a website, nasrinfilm.com. And on that website, we have petitions, we have links to organizations that are doing things on behalf of Nasrin. So there's lots of ways to get involved. Also, the film's going to be on HULU starting June 15th, but it's also available on iTunes and Amazon, and actually you can see it in every country in the world right now. It's available everywhere now. And what happens, like what happened for yourself, is you watch the film and you find out who this person is, and it inspires people to sort of get involved. I mean, seeing her really does impact people, and that's why we want people to see the film, of course, as filmmakers, but we do know that people seeing the film causes people to decide to get engaged. And then when people are engaged, then there's a lot of, we have many wonderful partners, Amnesty International and Ms. Magazine and PEN America and the Robert F. Kennedy Center, so, we have a lot of other organizations that we partnered with to get out the word, and links to all of that are also on the website.
And we've also been working on a campaign that bridges women activists from different regions and different countries, because it's not just about Nasrin. For Nasrin, when he first reached out to her, she always said, well, I don't want it to be just about me. And so there's a campaign that we've been doing with a driving activist in Saudi Arabia, who has had many of the shared goals of Nasrin, linking these two remarkable women together. So it's a process. And what, again, was the website?
NasrinFilm.com.
There you go.
I know that you guys got Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Ahren to hook up with Angelique for a song for the film. How did that collaboration come about, and are you happy with the results?
Well, I'll start with yes. We're so happy with the results.
So happy with the results.
Let me just say that Angelique Kidjoe is just one of the great singers of all time, a powerhouse, a wonderful woman. She has a new album out right now. And we're really blessed that she recorded this song that was written by Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty, who wrote Ragtime, Once on This Island, Anastasia. And if you go to YouTube, the song is called How Can I Tell You? How Can I Tell You, Angelique Kidjoe. And it's inspired by letters that Nasrin actually wrote to her children in prison. And Lynn took that and made these amazing lyrics, and Stephen wrote this amazing song. And then we reached out to Angelique and she said yes. And
Well,
she sang it. And she's just tremendous.
Well, so we met Lynn and Stephen because our last film, as you know, was about Terrence McNally, and they've done 3 projects with Terrence, the most recent Anastasia, but he also wrote the book for Ragtime. And, so they have a long relationship. And so we interviewed for them for the film and got to really know them. And they are, you may know, I bet you know them because they're just the
Yes, I do.
nicest people. They are the nicest people. And interestingly enough, quite a few things that they've written have really become sort of human rights anthems in different ways, for the LGBTQ community and civil rights community. It's really interesting. And so when we when we called them and said, would you consider, this, they said, send the stuff, we'll take a look. They watched the movie. They had a very positive reaction to the movie. And they said yes right away. And
a lot of what we're talking about and what we fear each day is this very distressing, darkness that seems to fall over the planet in this country. And yet you meet people like Lynn and Stephen Flaherty, or you, or Angelique, or Nasrin, and you realize that there's a light that's shining too. And we need to empower that. Nasrin wrote us this letter from prison about 1.5 years ago that got smuggled out. And at the end of it, she says something like, we walk towards each other in friendship. And I get chills every time I think about it because we're 7,000 miles away. And so, not to be all pie in the sky, but I think that's what we need to keep doing, is finding a way to do that.
I agree. And I think that is the perfect place to bring this to a close. This was wonderful. I really enjoyed speaking with you, Jeff Kaufman, and you, Miss Marcia Ross, about your documentary, Nasrin. And I want everybody to see it when it hits Hulu on June 15th. I'm so excited about it. And thank you so, so very much for your time and for your conversation. This was awesome.